What is it? Take it off the table and break it. Yeah. Oh. Robert. It's not up under, I don't. I don't want to be gone for you. That's all. I thought maybe you had it like.
Okay. Yeah. Linda, I can't remember your first name.
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie Martin.
Hi, Mackenzie. We have so many new people that I can't keep up. And I only usually come in for the meeting, so.
Keep it straight.
I'm 3 weeks new, so
Oh, that would explain,
Yes.
yeah.
yeah.
So what do you think so far?
Good.
Are you in the PC program?
No, I'm with the Liz Hamburger team.
Okay,
Yeah, so I'm over there with them.
well, yeah, life's busy for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing team.
Mhm. Everyone's super helpful and it's like great.
Well, that's kind of culture here. It doesn't happen that way everywhere.
Yeah.
I've been in other ones. It's a dog fight.
Really?
You walk in, there's no one. Yeah. Hello.
Testing, can you hear us? Yeah,
Every time.
that's good.
Well, we could fit all of it.
No, well, yeah, I guess not, yeah.
200 of them.
Yeah. We can
Try
try.
about 70. What are we at? 75?
What's that?
Number of people that come 60 to 75
For me?
for our meetings.
Hey.
Today. Beach break.
Yeah, I got it.
With that one.
1 point.
You have 1 minute. I'm married in audit com, so, yep. Like on the whole way, I told. I was, I've been back on. You go, Brady.
So I could take a shortcut on the way over here and I ended up going over to sure I got some 3 cars and a meeting for who's there and I'm.
Oh, I got it. Probably not. No, rain. For being rain.
You should be.
Thank you guys. But. Shit. Like, what's going on? How you doing? I'm Ryan. Jacob. Nice to meet you. Yeah, man. His Mary is not, she's crazy busy, Lucas is on vacations. I think so, I can get him in for the night. Do you guys have Wi-Fi? Yeah. You have 18.
The password is 1620, for those that don't. That have 18.
Yes.
1620 $ queen. And then that'll get you on Wi-Fi. And then if you iPhones, you can do Wi-Fi calling. You have to add that so you can make calls.
Yeah, AT&T.
I put the Verizon, but I hate Verizon everywhere else. There's number 1.
Even with Wi-Fi 5 on my AT&T, I can't call anybody.
Wi-Fi calling?
Yep. Maybe I better check to see if I'm on the right route. So I don't.
It's umbrella. It's not snow.
Really?
Park over here. Park it wherever you want to park. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. Right?
It's exactly like CK. It doesn't sound like you want it.
The day I get to some pizza, we used to be,
Yeah.
is it really?
Yeah, Phil Steve's son, I appreciate it.
You're generous when it comes to.
Share the fence with it, yes. There's no solution. Yeah, I did it.
You with Mitch?
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Really like
Yeah, they're gonna start filming. So.
And whatever you can.
Doing all right. You put up the desk, I got that sign. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
You guys have business cards?
Yeah, well, like just regular.
Yeah.
What they do, they are you. I do out there. 300.
That's our main scope. You're down half here, right here, right here.
We'll get you guys in.
Oh, yeah.
Use one of theirs, honey. Write your name.
This
We'll
is
do
great.
that.
Yeah.
Guys, might want to present.
Really big. Take it all. What about you? Now, I know you're making that. Yeah, you had one for you.
Oh.
It's the ones like, you have to go right, more like meet no person. Yeah, I see something that you can get off on, but if they, and you can get like, this is what we do, maybe we could buy like other stuff. One that was like really solid, and I was like, man, that's a good deal, and it was yours. You good deal, bro. I was so impressed.
That's all we found.
Friggin' buy it again.
How does Andy? Wait, now you're just.
Very good. Doing.
Very good. Thank you.
This Mandy, he does, he doesn't have a card yet. You put her name on the card?
Sure. For now, on, he's the Danny card.
You're the name.
You're Danny for right now. Okay. What's your name card?
The band of your season, sorry.
Hello there. How are you, Sandy? How are you?
That's your face.
Doing here.
How are you doing? David, nice, good to see you. I think so. Yep. Yeah, yeah, it should be good. Yeah, yeah, good to see you here.
This one's open, Sandy.
Hey. This is Aiken, thanks.
That's okay. What? For the minute? Probably paid.
No, no, you have. You have to make this for these.
Great. And you're the day card. It's easy. What's your name?
Okay.
You can say I got the card.
Do you have any cards?
I got everything. I'm gonna go real quick. Yeah, it's been a really busy beach this already. It's a good thing. Yeah. You have your culture. Yes. And they are cleaning up this.
Thanks, guys.
Yes. You didn't hear us? Yeah. Great. Before we run into this. Right? Oh, it's created.
Sorry, guys. Back out today. I appreciate everyone for coming in.
There's a few extra seats if you can grab one quick. Gets it started here, so we're gonna start with the pledge of allegiance. You didn't get the card in, if you don't have one, you can have giveaways today. We can make you one up if you don't have yours yet, or maybe you got them. We're gonna do some gratitude. We got a big crowd. Let me break a record today with gratitude. Can we do 7, please? Then we go for 5. I gotta force you. We get into some momentum. Both the hands are ready. We'll go to Linda first.
I put out on our Facebook page, I was dealing with a 1031 in this state. I have dealt with them in Wisconsin, but not here. And I was dealing with a lawyer. And he gave me all the stuff he wanted me to use. I'm like, either things are really different here. It shouldn't be because that's a federal thing. So anyway, Ryan said, put it on Facebook and see if you get any help. So thank you for answering those. I got the simplest thing to deal with, and I actually made the lawyer happy. So, thank you, and thank you for responding on Facebook.
You don't know the answer, I'm sure.
Somebody did, and it did. It's a lot of reasons. It was, I was very grateful.
Everyone, this is Karen.
We have Aaron now.
Team to do Montour Group, a couple weeks ago, and she's hit the ground running. She's been super helpful to me and everyone else on my team, and it's really helped us like focus on prospecting and trying to bring in this team, so.
And we have a new team member, Amanda Newman. Team member from Iron Valley in Maryland. This is our first sales meeting she's in for, but she's out of the Hanover office. She lives in Hanover. My excitement is I have somebody to work with me now and share the build some more things, but we're extremely excited to have her. Welcome, Amanda.
You got
That's fair. So that's good. Anybody else? Dave?
Share gratitude to my boy there, Jared. He just got through the classes. He's getting licensed, and we're going to be working on 2 listings today.
I'll do another one.
Well, let's go to Bob. Bob?
Just one of the values teamwork. I had a settlement last week, and it turned out it was with Neil Reeker. He had a listing, just turned out that it was Kathy's daughter and son-in-law were renting a house. They called me in a panic saying, hey, we just found out our landlord's listing the house for sale. I said, give me the name of the agent, and it was Neil. I called him up, told him the situation. He said, Bob, we can do this. We can get this done.
Love that. That's great. Aaron?
I just wanted to thank Julie because she just ran away. But having her at the front desk has been amazing. She's helped with the new photo setup, and it was easy to book a room, and she tracks down EMPs all the time, and it's just been awesome to have her up front. Really appreciate all she does.
Jeffrey, all right, we're back to you.
She's not. For Rachel, where's she at, Rachel? Oh, I definitely can be a tough one to work with.
We know, Jen, we talked.
Bringing Amanda on with Command and KW nationwide was a challenge, to say the least. I only semi-wigged out once. She has learned how to handle me. And she did a great job being straightened out in a timely manner that I can do. An awesome job. I don't think she gets enough thank yous from us for some of the stuff she does, that she has to deal with Ryan and Jen.
Especially me, not Sam.
I want to add on to with Rachel, I know she spent a lot of time, a lot of hours. Broker, Rachel had a lot to do to get things changed in the MLS and everything else, and it wasn't easy, so thank you so much, I see everything's changed.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yes,
KW in the next election.
yeah, I got
Right.
that. I got that.
KW in the
We
next.
got. To my gratitude is this guy right here and his team, Rock Million. They're joining us today just to see how our office meeting runs and our culture, and I'm glad you guys all showed up, so thank you very much. Makes it look like we have you didn't make a liar out of it, because our office meetings are really great and packed, but he brought Brady, Jacob, and Blake with him today. And again, appreciate you guys coming to join us, and is it okay to kind of talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay. So we've been working very closely together. He actually went to Mega Camp, and I've never seen someone spend the morning hour, like, as soon as it opened to it ended, and everything in between. You were putting in, what, 15, 16-hour days down there in Texas, there every day. Got a lot out of it, and because of that, he was very excited about calling KW his future home. It looks like we'll be transitioning over the next 30 to 60 days, give or take, just working on business, but let's welcome all of our new folks at Brockton. You got in here when you had transition, like, it's a lot, it's different, so please, however you can help these guys, I'm sure they'll be reaching out to some of us too. Try to make things just be as efficient as possible, but please make them welcome. Any others? That was awesome. I don't know, I lost count. I think we're at like 10, but we'll go for 12 next. All right, yeah, so, yeah, go
I
on.
would like to thank names because I am a caller and a texter all the time, and he is always very patient, no matter if I sent 30 texts and then I'm gonna call because, you know, I've sent too many texts. So I just really want to say I do appreciate it.
He's a good, great coach. I mean, I know he's getting a lot of props, and most of that's the result, so that's great. All right, our belief system, let's just run down through them.
Win-win or no deal.
Integrity, do the right thing.
Customers always come first.
Commitment in all things.
Communication, seek first to understand.
First, creativity, ideas before results.
Teamwork, together everyone achieves more.
Trust starts with honesty.
Equity, opportunities for all.
Last one.
Success results through people.
No, I always pick one. I think the teamwork stands out more to me than anything. When I hear gratitude, I think the teamwork, because everybody here is grateful for somebody else. And without other people supporting each other, I mean, we're stuck. We're not gonna get our answers. We're not gonna be successful in business as quickly as we could be. We are able to find answers, and most importantly, everybody works well together. So not only am I grateful for that, but I think out of our belief system, that's what stood out most to me there in the last 30 days. All right, state of the company, talk about this. This is the health of our office, and what happened in August. Talked to the ALC about this a little bit, about an hour ago, and August was a funny month. We had some low numbers, but then we had some really high numbers, and I was trying to like break down what that meant. But for the month of August, we or sticking at 176. We brought in 31 new people so far this month, or this year, I'm sorry, this year. Closed units was low, 149. That is lower. We're gonna come back to what that is. But closed sales volume actually was very similar to what we had last month. So we're bringing in less units, but the same amount of volume. That means we're getting better sales prices, and you'll see that in our average sales price. Listings taken, this one excited me because this one's been lower for the last few months. But 132 is our highest this year, listings taken, and that's our future business. So that's signs and yards, like that's market share. And the fact that that was the highest this year means that we should have a healthy fall. But I was pretty happy about that. Listing sold, we were at 71 of the 129. You saw me saying in the last couple of months, we've been really heavy buy side. I really don't know why, other than we're just dealing with a lot of buyers. For years, we've been really 60-40 list side, and that's what we want. But it reversed itself for the last couple of months. But now we're back. So now we're more at that heavy list side, and that's really what we want. We skipped down, contracts were in, again, future business as well. The last couple of months, we were hitting about 160 contracts in. We were dipped a little bit lower, but that's still future market share, future business, future results. And then you see our average sales price, but then you go down to closed GCI. This is what I want to kind of spend time on. We're a CAP model, right? For those that are individual agents or run the CAP model. If we spent almost $1 million, what we paid out to you guys in gross commission income, and we did 129 units, which 80 of them we found out were from our top producers. That means a lot of you guys are capitalizing on the CAP management model, which means you're getting 100% of your commission. And that's fantastic. That's what we want. We want to see money. If money's in your pocket, you're happy, right? And then we don't have to worry about like, how do we keep you busy? How do we do that? But still paying out $1 million, which has been about average, give or take. But doing 129 units, I mean, that means everyone's making a lot of money there. So that's our health of the company through August. Does anyone have any questions on our numbers? Good. And we got to celebrate these folks. So we post the production board, most of you have seen it. Now we celebrate them. We're going to start with individuals. Miss Akron Brown joined us. 10-year record month, personal record, that's all.
Oh, yeah.
Petula coming in number 2, 1.6. Mr. Mike Jones on the board as usual, 900. It's a pretty solid month. And Nada back on the board, great month. Payola as well. I think, yeah, everyone's on the same units. Teams had a big shakeup. Lane Thrush killing it again. I looked at his stats, and that guy did $34 million already this year. Incredible. And I don't know how much help he has, but he's been doing some big deals. Dave Mansour Group. Is that, no, your number got cut off there. Something happened there. It's 4.9 million. That's the right number. Thought that was a little odd. Liz Hamburger, another 4 million. Neil, Colby, and Jay Schmidt team is on. Is that more Cassandra? Or is that you?
Yeah, I pretty much.
That was that drunken open house she did.
Hey, whatever sells the people. And then the Carter unit brought in the units on the other side with all the usual. So that's, I didn't tally out. I think I did, but we talked about 80 units. Somebody can do quick math. The volume's incredible. The teams had a really good month. Actually had an amazing month as well. So let's go around the metro. All right, what do we got now? Productivity coaching slide.
So Malak is still killing it, like always. Got a buyer under contract, got a buyer sold, and a new listing. He's got a couple other listings, I think, coming up soon. Becker got his listing under contract and closed in the same month.
This is a good Maryland
He
deal.
still
too.
works here?
Yes.
Yeah, he's juggling 2 jobs.
Ginger had a buyer sold last month.
Is that still the investor?
Yeah.
So I told this story before. Ginger took a cold call. And pestered him for what, 2 months? And now he's bought 4 houses, 3 houses. I mean, in a short amount of time. So you never know who's gonna be on the other side of the phone and who's gonna be buying and selling with you and how Awesome job. And then,
And Crystal had a listing that closed.
awesome. Is that it for that?
Yep.
Round of applause.
We're still doing K-Score stuff, so I've got cards if anybody needs them for handing out to prospective people that might want to be a real estate agent.
For the newer folks, K-scores are the school through Kaplan. We offer a scholarship that makes no money out of pocket to the people that want to be an agent. It's online courses, but
Yeah. If you're looking to grow your team, get them their real estate class, come see me. I've got cards that you guys can hand out. Last month, we put 110 people into our Learn to Earn KW program. Not all of them have actually gotten into K-Score, but still, these are a lot of good leads. Currently, we are at 16 for September. Career night is next week on Wednesday. They were Tuesdays, but now that my daughter plays high school volleyball, I had to move it to Wednesdays. So Wednesdays from 5 to 6. We've got 29 people signed up for next week.
very good, good. And even for us, we want to get a career night or send somebody to career night. I think it would be good, not only for like, I don't know how much you're gonna learn, but more for people to be there. You have somebody that has been in the business for a while, and you can probably help answer a lot of questions for them. That's it. Did you have any more announcements? Great. September birthdays. We got Mike Jones, Jess here. Becker, Chelsea's here. I saw Greg. Pottle, hey, Friday. How old are you gonna be?
35.
35, mid-30s. Benny, Jason, happy birthday to all you guys. We're gonna welcome, these are the people that have signed up just recently. So we got Anna, right here. And we got Garrett Shingler. I don't think Garrett's here, but Garrett, is holding his Maryland license here. And then Amanda Amen, which we introduced to earlier on Jeff and Seth's team. Is Seth still around? He's having a baby any day. so-
That's why he's not
He's
here.
on baby duty. All right, this is where he jumps ahead. I'm gonna give you the floor here. So we've talked about this. RAAC does their board. We have 2 agents from Keller Williams that are running, 4 seats available, 6 people. So we always love to have people from Keller Williams involved with RAAC. Fortunately, this year we have 2. I mean, if you remember, we have had Tina, we've had Reed, Brian Berkheimer, who else? I'm missing some other people. So they've all been on the board and representing us, but, here's your 30-second elevator pitch. But just, get them out. So how do they vote for you? Like, what do we do?
Okay, so you can vote online, but we need 245 agents at the annual meeting because there are bylaws to pass. Right now, we only have 127 that have signed up. So if you all could please go to the annual meeting.
Sign up, breakfast is free.
October 8th.
Oh, yes, to agree.
Yeah, that's.
And as far as why I'm running, I've been part of RAAC DEI committee for 2 years. And I've really seen what goes on at RAAC and some of the things that are needed. I'm also running so that I can be a voice for Adams County because we tend to get left out of some things.
Jeff?
I'm running because I went to first week. And what's funny is Roxanne was awesome. She cracked me up at the cornhole competition. She had her vote for me t-shirt. I thought that was freaking awesome. It was like, oh. You know, the people that know me know I'm pretty blunt to the point. People that don't know me, I'm blunt to the point. And I think RAAC does a great job in providing information. I don't know if really we're supported as strongly when our clients succeed with rate scripts. Because I think real estate, we're known as like one step above the used car salesman. And the society thinks they can bring contracts with us and do all kinds of stuff and not be held liable. I also think there's other technologies or resources out there that we can utilize better that maybe RAAC doesn't push. Like how many people here use Forewarn?
Oh, I do.
Okay, do you like that people and everything? Don't I talk to agents from other brokerage firms, they have no idea what it is.
We're one
And,
of the few associations that has a perk.
yeah, and you know, the world of real estate's changing. The old school, I'm not gonna drive more than 20 miles from my core is changing. And that's what we have to realize. And I think what I bring is I bring the devil's advocate to the organization. And I don't lack energy, that's for sure. And we need Keller Williams people in.
Sure.
Yeah, we definitely do. So Vote Online, React sent a letter out. I think you can go through your own, login too. But Vote Online, and then if you make the board meeting, the annual meeting, it's October 8th at the Wyndham Garden still again, so it's at 3 hours. Guest speaker, do they say who it is?
Yeah, it's an NAR person.
Okay. Cool. Time to bring the questions.
And go yell
All right, so we had taken a poll a couple weeks ago. Thank you for those that participated. But I wanted to start bringing classes for you guys. So whatever you guys think is of value to you, hopefully those that said they wanted a listing class show up. And that's why we're doing it. But we had Jeremy Tolley and Tina Lorente volunteer. And they're gonna be holding the class from 9 to 10:30 on September 24th. So if you guys either wanna hone in on your listing process a little bit, better it, maybe review it, see what others are doing. I like this because Jeremy had, during the one workshop Jared did, had really gave a pretty cool perspective on the difference of how he, his value, like when he offers, well, it was 7, 6, 5 or 4. But what he does for that and what he does in his presentation, and really how he gets it. So I brought him in. I've heard great things about Tina's presentation. I mean, we know she kills it listing. So those two are gonna be running that class. Please come out and support our people. Gonna be here. We will also offer the Zoom opportunity. Fog Night's back. So again, looking just to jumpstart, you find yourself coming out of that summer months, a little stagnant, need to go back to the basics. These are all online. So if you're interested, register. They're gonna be every Tuesday and Thursday at 10. As you can see the dates, we're gonna continue to always push that out. Make sure that you guys get the calendar invites so you don't forget. Gary Muccio, is that how you say it? Well, Muccio. How do you know Gary?
We've covered a lot of over 30 years.
So Gary is very well versed in pretty much all the platforms, but more importantly, the new platform. So the other class that everybody said was like just kind of going through a workshop of filling out the new platforms and breaking it down more into smaller sections. I know we've done this for the last 5 months. Peter's been in, but a lot of that was over. This is going to be just taking those, not everything from the sales agreement, but the new part of the sales agreement, not buyer agency compensation, like all that stuff. He's gonna be doing that workshop. That's here, October 2nd, 10 a.m. There's a business meeting, 9 to 12 for those.
Hey, Ryan,
Yes.
speaking of that, so something, I'm just sharing information, something happened to me yesterday with the new contract.
Mhm.
There's an agent out in Maryland. We did a 2.5% buyer broker compensation. She put that same 2.5% in the agreement of sale,
which is in
the agreement of
addition
sale in
Yeah.
addition to it, and
So,
honestly, the old fart didn't catch it.
yeah, I've heard about that. That's a very common mistake people are using right now. Remember, second page of agreement of sale is in addition to your commission. So don't like add that as that's how you're getting paid. You still need to do the cooperating broker agreement as well. You look perplexed. Okay, yeah, that's the common mistake. We gotta be careful, make sure you're reading everything. If you don't understand it, read it again. And if you're still having a hard time understanding, ask somebody. I mean, that Belinda said when she didn't understand 1031, she asked somebody, she got help. Yes.
Today's day 3 of the PAR meetings up in Harrisburg. They are free and it's very informative. Yesterday at the Forms Committee forum, they were talking about all the new forms. They're still trying to get feedback. So if you have any comments, questions, concerns, bitching, happy, whatever, send them to PAR because, you know, we were talking about the appraisal form again. It's still not very clear. People are still confused about it. So they're trying to figure out if they tweak it or if they leave it. So, you know, they're happy to take all of our information. I mean, it's our organization.
Yes, Dave.
Comment, we run into this. When you guys are using the CBC form, make sure it gets signed before you send your offer, because if, I've got a lot of situations, we've sent it out, it does not come back signed. And if it's not back signed, you need to put your commission in that field because you don't have a CBC form.
That's a good point.
So-
Thank you.
Be careful about how you're handling that.
Yes, yeah, right, that's exactly, yeah, so that's when you maybe use in addition to in that scenario. Anything else on that? Short form stuff, all right, Bold is gonna be in Harrisburg. It's not the right location, they're gonna do it off-site, but, first step is October 8th, and that's free. So for those that don't know what Bold is, it's been rewritten by Gary, it's more going into the nuts and bolts of it. Best practices, lead gen, all those types of things, and more importantly, scripting. But if you're looking for, again, another jump, I think you're signed up, aren't you? So go join Nicole. Love to get some of you guys up there for representation. We've been all, as a central location, we've been kind of pulling back a little bit on us all doing it together, because then you have 3 in a row and they're all 20 minutes apart. So we're working together with Harrisburg, Lancaster, so that we're trying to find centralized locations for everybody. But if you're interested, it's an 8-week course, including that day. Please do that. We'll be announcing more stuff about that. We always do the give back program. Business planning clinic. I think we had 10 to 12 go last year. Gene Rivers did it. It's now more localized. It's in Hummelstown this year for us. And so that's from here, what is that, 35 minutes, give or take. Tim Beverland, know him very well. Used to be a high-end. Yeah, he is a high-end Nats coach. I can't remember if he is or not, but Tim's awesome. I know him. I've known him for several years. We hang out and he's a great person. He actually does some side coaching for me as well. So Tim will give a different perspective than what we're used to with Gene Rivers. He's awesome, but it's always good to hear from different people. Actually, I have 2 tickets I'm giving away in our office for giveaways here shortly. So if you're interested in going, please register on that. That's October 17th.
Is this the same one that we went to?
Yes, you went, Seth went.
Oh,
I think Nicole was there, Roxanne, and I know there was quite a few there last year. Ethics. Who wants to take this one? So we have to do ethics training. I know you probably did during the continuing ed. You have to do a specific ethics training. RAAC is offering them as well. I think they just had one. I think there's a few more left. We have to have it done by the end of the year. So please don't procrastinate. You know how busy December can be. Get it done. And you can go on RAAC site to look at what courses are being offered, but you must complete this in order to keep your license. Anything you want to add there, Tina? I know you love this stuff. And here's our events kind of laid out a little bit more. We talked about, I think, the big ones, anything we missed, Ignite, yeah. Oh, the only other one that I didn't say, 1010. Dan Parsons joined KW and Lancaster from Remax, and he crushes it with internet leads. Rob, don't you use him?
Yeah.
Did you say that changed your business?
So we just started working with him fairly recently, but good stuff though.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
So, him and Casey Eversole are gonna come in, and they're gonna teach you how to capture and convert internet leads at a high level to have a great ROI and be profitable. I know everyone's kind of looking for that. You don't love cold calling, you don't love doing all that lead gen, and you want to go the internet lead route. I know that's oftentimes what I get asked is like, what are the best sites to pay for the internet leads? I don't love it, but if that's what you want to do with your business, they're killing it. That's October 10th, and that's here. And we'll have more information going out on that as well. But before I get into that, is Kathy down here? No? Are we talking about the Maryland thing that we're working on it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get that. So first, I don't have a slide in, but so we talked about Will, we welcomed him the other month. And it's been a pain. I'm sorry for the delay. Bright was not very easy for us to do the transfer. But what I saw yesterday was Will's name is now on all of our stuff. So we could start kind of transitioning to Will being our full-time, he's state licensed and everything, so we're good, but I didn't want to get too far ahead. I know a lot of you guys asked when we had Mike McGavick's on it, when's that happening, but we were at the mercy of Bright. We finally got somebody competent to do what we needed to do, so that's officially happening now. Hopefully we don't bother him too much, right? And that means we have a lot of questions, but Will, who's sitting right there, is officially on. All right, so I don't, Kathy's not here, so I'll just kind of say, I know working closely with Hometown, the next thing for them was to expand into Maryland and be able to do Maryland deals, so that is being worked on right now. I don't know the time frame, but I want to let you know those folks that have asked about that, that is in the process of happening right.
Maybe it was like 30 to 60 days.
30, 60 days, okay.
And
Yeah.
we've got a relationship. If somebody wants to put one in there, Dana will get them hooked up with them.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, so talk to Dana, Brooke, Kathy, we'll get you guys squared away. All right, Mr. Harkins, back from his big trip. Hey, everyone, I say this, but isn't there a rumor that the Fed's cutting rate today? What do you have? You got some inside knowledge?
So I think everything I'm reading is basically hopeful they're gonna cut 50 basis points today. Should know between like 2 and 3 o'clock. What I think you're probably gonna see from that is it's gonna become mainstream media. I feel like for a lot of people, like if you're in this, you know, rates have come down. Rates have come down. I mean, I think that we were locking people in the high 7s last November. I mean, I think we've locked people in the mid 5s, some in the 6s recently, so rates are in a lot better place than they were, but I think to your average consumer, you know, they know what's on the media, you know what I mean? So unless you're staying in contact with them, you know, they only know what they see in headline news. The moment you get a Fed cut, whether it's 25 basis points, which is kind of already priced into the market from an interest rate perspective, or if it's 50 basis points, what you're gonna see is, I think the phone's gonna start to ring. I think you'll be able to make new connections with people. I think people are gonna the ones that were like, oh, I'm gonna wait till rates come down. You're gonna see them start to re-engage. So if you have some people that were cold, I would probably call and try to warm them back up. Get ahead of it a little bit, because I think the market's probably gonna get hot, which we all need going into the winter months because there's never as many transactions. But I think that information should be out around 2 to 3. I think the meetings, it starts at 2 from what I wrote down earlier. And a lot of the old like Fed committee guys think it's gonna be 50 basis points, but nobody really knows. So I'm gonna hand out 2 things to you guys. We just launched a program, a conventional 97% loan, which will give you a 4% down payment assistance loan behind it. So it's a little bit helpful for those buyers that are in need of cash. I'll throw that around to everybody. You do have to meet area median income limits, so it's for, you know, people that are like around 80%, but that's a pretty high figure. It's like, depending upon the area and the geometry that you're in, I think it's like 80, 90. So it can be pretty lofty. If you slip down in Maryland, it's almost 100, I think in some areas. So I'll send that out to you guys. And it's not, they don't look at it as household income. It's borrower qualifying, so it's a little bit different. And then I'll just give you like, we have a product program list that they just put together that I'll send around to everybody too. Anybody have questions about Fed cut?
Did you see him make refis?
Yes, already. I kind of expect like, we did a lot of buy downs for people last year. You know, we've converted some of those folks out. I mean, I think the conversation with us is we try to lead with playing the trusted advisor role and saying like, I don't think we're at the bottom yet. You know what I mean? Like, hold tight. People are gonna call, people are gonna solicit you. You know, people want to take your money, but it may not be the right time. Like, you're getting close.
Are you seeing the refis appraising out more than they were when they first, like, my stepdaughter bought a house back in July,
Yeah,
and she's $30,000 up when she bought it in July, just with a refi.
you know, the problem with the refi process is this. No one communicates the estimated value to the appraiser. So unless we coach the borrower to do that,
they don't know, so we always kind of do that. I haven't, like, honestly, appraisals right now have been less of an issue than they've been like 2 years back when we were like kind of still in COVID, like it was a little problematic, like you were saying, value bump up very quickly, you know? But right now, I think, we just haven't seen a lot of under appraisals recently. Market's holding tight as of, I pulled 3 this morning and all 3 were at or over, you know? So I think that's a good thing, but the refis, they're tough because it used to be we would communicate directly with them, but we're not really allowed to do that anymore.
Our news change.
Yeah, exactly. Any other questions? Pass this stuff.
Thank you. All right, what do we got next? Create these slides. Oh, got it. First guest speaker, Mitch and Sean. I put this out on the on Facebook, and we were looking for new construction folks that we like working with or have worked with, and Dave Myers came up a couple of times, so reached out to Mitch. I was actually fortunate enough to work with him directly, indirectly. Like that, right? But we communicated really well. It went awesome. Buyers thrilled. So wanted to invite them, maybe nix some myths to new construction that we do as builders. And then give them time to promote themselves and what they're doing from a new business standpoint. So welcome Mitch and Sean. Guys.
I want to thank Ryan, thank all of you for having us. Pleasure. Again, Mitch Kemp, I'm one of the community sales managers, my broker. Sean, we've got a quick little 3-pager to go over with you. Anybody not have one of those handouts? My goal today was not to overwhelm you with too much information, or kind of give a broad overview. So this page, we'll just give our little outline. We'll follow bullet points down so everybody can follow along. This one is real helpful. With my first goal, make you aware of everywhere Myers has property. We've got 8 active communities right now, most of them in South Central PA. We occasionally deviate into Maryland as well, when opportunities present. And then we've got a realtor reward program we want to talk to you about. Anybody not familiar with the company? So that's all right, that's good. A little bit of background. First of all, between Sean and I, we've got 60+ years in new homes. I've sold exclusively in Maryland for 25 years. In Ellicott City, ran out of land, nothing down there anymore. This man gave me an opportunity to come and be a part of the Myers team, and I want to stress team and family with that. And I've been with the company about 18 years. I already see some familiar faces in here, Dave, Ryan, Cassandra, et cetera. But Myers started in '73. It is a family-run business, father and son. The father passed away last September. Many of you know we lost Joe, which was tragic, but Ben Myers runs the show. His whole family works there. We build about 200 houses a year. We built 8,000 homes. Why do I tell you this? Just, we're not the new kid on the block. We didn't just start doing this. We've got a good long track record. Very family oriented. We try to bring that approach to the sales process as well. I'm not necessarily here to do a dog and pony show. I'm here to seek partnerships with you guys. And I think we've got some neat stuff to offer you. So that's the overview. I'll certainly expand on that if there's any individual questions. But the first thing I think I want to talk about that's going to kind of make it upbeat is your compensation, if that's okay. And I'm going to let Sean go over a couple of those details.
Yeah, hey, how are you guys? Good looking group, big numbers. A couple things real quick. How many people have actually done a new home transaction? A lot. If you haven't, one thing I want to present to you is that we actually write the contracts on new construction. So you'll come in with your client. Hopefully you'll pre-register your client or show up with your client on the first visit, because we do register them. And what we don't want to happen is for us to get the contract and here comes the realtor and they didn't know their customer went to contract. So not a good scenario. Ryan had said that your numbers flipped from buy sides and list sides. Ours has too. We used to be about a 40-60 realtor co-op company. Now we're 60-40. So with the lack of inventory on the secondary market, we've gotten a lot more realtor activity. As far as the NAR settlement, nothing changed for us. We're still gonna compensate 2.5%. And when you need your form signed, when you bring your customer in, we'll have those ready for you. We also have a bonus program. So if you bring in multiple customers during the year, we'll pay an additional 500 on the first one, or on the second deal, 1,000 on the third, and on the fourth through any other deal, an additional $1,500.
Our new buyer agency agreements say we can only get paid a certain amount. How are you maybe you're gonna cover that? How are you
Good
managing?
question. So you guys, when you do your buyer broker agreement, have a percentage down or a number down that you're expecting to get paid. We can pay that amount. That's all we can pay. So if you put 2%, we're 2.5. We can only pay you 2.
How the bonus work?
Okay, so the bonus is interesting because we aren't supposed to pay anything more than what your buyer broker agreement says. However, we have 2 companies, so our building company will send out the bonus, and that won't affect the discrepancy in your form and ours.
Not one broker paying another broker.
Yeah, but great question.
The bonuses before, do they still come out at the end of the year?
Yeah, well, the bonus comes out per transaction. So if you close your second transaction, there'll be an additional $500 on that. It's per year. So the calendar year ends in December, then you start over in January. That's pretty much it. Like I said, we do recommend that you bring your clients in on the first visit. If you can't do that, pre-register. We're very familiar and we're very understanding. You can't always make it with your customer, but I think it's critical if you're engaging with a new customer to just tell them that, listen, you cannot go look at properties without me knowing about it. Because we don't want that to happen. We want to pay everybody. Mitchell?
Thank you. These bullet points here, I might jump around a little bit because the order I'd like to present the information is not exactly in line here, but the first thing I want to talk about is specs. Inventory homes. As you know, there's not tremendous amount surplus of inventory right now. Now, some of our communities have more than others, but I'm the sales manager at Cumberland Village in Gettysburg. That's probably the community that has the most specs to offer. We build ahead of sales. So if you've got somebody that's in a immediate 30, 60, 90-day range, I've got product for them at any given time, 5, 6, 9 of them ready to go. So we're not showing you an empty piece of land. We're walking you through an actual house that they can envision a little bit better. On that note, I only bought about 15 of these, and Ryan will let me know where to keep them. Please feel free to grab one. This is a really neat piece. I put this in every one of the brochures that we do. Rather than stuffing a ton of floor plans that are going to get thrown away. This will outline all of our quick delivery homes. It'll tell you the name, give you a picture of the front, give you the details, bullet points of the house, sales price, square footage, and incentive. Even if your buyer is not a immediate, this gives them a preview of our overall product. And if they want to go to the website and print out a PDF of a particular plan, they can do so. But I can also shoot any of you this electronically via Dropbox. I'll leave a stack of my cards as well. So if you want to reach out and say, hey, I didn't get one at the meeting, can I have one of those? That would be great. But the spec homes are always going to be readily available. And I love working with that aspect. It also gets us to settlement a lot quicker, which is cool. On the other side of the coin, do a lot of to-be-builts, especially at our Hanover location. We got 4 communities there right now. And I should back up, single-family homes, townhouses, and duplexes. We do just about everything except condominiums. All right, if it's a to-be-built, we're going to try to do a construction loan with the buyer. Anybody know about construction loans? What we need to know for the discussion is the settlement is up front, about 6 weeks after the initial signing. So that means you're getting paid. We're all getting paid at the 6-week or 8-week, which is just like having a resale. So it's not like you're assisting in running a to-be-built contract, you're not getting paid for 6 to 8 months, is gonna be a light at the end of the tunnel, much quicker than normal. On that to-be-built category, those of you that know Myers probably know that our nickname is the builder of choices. We're gonna do a tremendous amount of customization if we are early in the process. Am I gonna tear out cabinets and rip out walls and change countertops on a spec home? Probably not. But it's not cost effective. But if we get in there early, you can take a custom plan and do all kinds of neat stuff to it. I'm not gonna mention any names, but I don't think you get that approach at a national builder. They're gonna say, no, it's this way. I see a lot of people nodding in agreement. It's a challenge trying to get that little thing that's gonna make it a special home for your buyer, not the same home that everybody else has. We do an off-site program. So if you've got a piece of land or you've got a client who has a lot in the area, details will fluctuate, but we have pretty much 20 pre-priced architectural designs. And don't forget, we do ranchers, we do 2 stories, a lot of product to offer, so we can do the off-site build with people. And one of the things I try to do, and this is kind of just my pitch, I've been doing this a long time. Your most valuable commodity is time. I'm going to do everything I can to make your client and you very comfortable, make good use of their time. And I'm going to try to close them in the first or second visit. And if we can do that together, then I'm going to give you back the opportunity to call the next person, as opposed to, okay, we're going out with the same person next weekend and next weekend and next weekend and doing this over and over again. So I try to treat people with the respect they deserve. From what I heard from you guys and your values, sounds like I'm in the right place, which is great. Dave.
I know one of the things we're running into is the cost of building new construction, especially the offsite stuff. Can you kind of run down some cost expectations for, if you know this, you may not, but like an expectation for site work, maybe a rough idea cost per square foot, what you can expect to see on something that's not in the community?
Site work is, it really is a one of a kind type of deal. Every house is different, every piece of land is different.
Let's assume a nice flat lot. Just a rough idea. Because
my boss would say nothing's flat, but you get yelled at. No, but I get you. I mean, generally speaking, if say you have a half acre lot and it's already approved and it's got a record plat and it shows where the house is going to be sited, it could be $60,000 to $100,000 for site work. Sometimes it could be 30. If there's already water there, if there's a sewer there, how far do we have to drag the sewer to get to the house? Same for the water, same for gas.
So well septic.
Exactly.
100 range.
It really is a broad range. It's hard to detail. People ask us that all the time. It's a great question. But you know, you could figure anywhere from 50 to 100 generally. That would be a good number if it's raw land.
Okay. And what about cost per square foot roughly for? I know a lot of variables, but
I think the national average is like 120 to 150, and that has gone up. It used to be closer to 100.
Yeah.
COVID changed all that, and you would think maybe it might come back down. No, neither are groceries.
The custom builders are 250 to 300 now.
The custom guys, you know, all of those finishes that you see out there, all the big finishes, the granite, the shiplap, all that stuff has gotten so expensive. So yeah, you know, you come in with a budget, you sit down, if you're gonna build a custom with us, which you can, you bring us the plans, you sit down with our designers, and within about 2 weeks, you'll have a price on everything. We're pretty quick. If you just want to build one of our floor plans on a lot that your customer owns, we have a number for that, just like that, with an estimate of the development work. But we can get numbers pretty quick on that stuff.
I've been told in the past, I have a client that needs to sell a house. They have to have it on the market within 2 weeks. And is that still the case?
It's not a hard number, and situational awareness is a factor. It depends on circumstances. But generally we're not going to start building the house for sure until they have a contract on their house. If they're straight contingent and they need the money from that house, we won't start building until they sell their house.
Let me piggyback on what Sean said. In my situation, I'm gonna bend the rules a little bit. If we're looking at a spec home, my philosophy is all of Mr. Meyer's risk is already out there. So if you bring me somebody who's contingent and wants a quick delivery home, usually what I'm gonna do first of all is what it seems like you guys are doing anyway, and that's communicate with each other. Here's how long I think it'll take to sell their home, et cetera. If I like what I hear and you can show me some comps that make sense, then I'll do a 30-day contingent contract with no kick out. After 30 days, we'll talk about it again, but there's flexibility, whereas a lot of people are like, no, I'm not interested in contingent if you've got that. So in my particular situation, I can work with your client and you, try to get the result that everybody's looking for.
What's your current build time? Because if, a property goes under market and, under contract in 2 weeks, we could have settlement on their current home in 30, 45 days, and then they're gonna be homeless for the next 7 months.
So I always recommend a rent back if it's possible. But we're almost 30 days to get a permit. So if you sign a contract today, we're 30 days before we have a permit. And then we're very solid on 4-month build, 120 days.
And with Cumberland, because we build ahead of sales and only certain homes will fit on certain lots, as those of you know that have visited me, we will know what house is going where. We've already got the permit. So 4 to 5 months is the absolute max, if in fact we started from groundbreaking. My job is to keep you and your client involved, not every day. I'm not gonna tell you we banged 3 nails today, but I will tell you about the parts of the process that will be stepping stones towards the finish line. So you will be kept informed of where the house is, and that helps you a little bit with your selling strategy, which I think is gonna be good for everybody as well.
Anything aside from Mayberry and Dover coming into the York area?
Yeah, so we just picked up 50 lots on Salem Church, I believe. We just got it, so it's probably about 12 months out before we start selling there, but yeah, it's 50 singles.
Guys, currently Myers owns outright 1,000 lots.
Yeah.
In Pennsylvania. We're not going anywhere.
We have a lot of lots in our inventory. Yes, man, yeah. Mhm.
Where?
I'm not positive, just off the top of the head. Yeah. Call me, my card's up here. I'll see if I can-
Before I forget, this is my community, not all the community. They've given me a little bit of leeway. All of our communities have incentives. You can reach out to the individual sales managers and talk about those. I've been able to work it out with Ben where and Dave can attest to this, my incentives are flexible. I don't like a canned, we're giving you a deck. Well, I don't want a deck. We're giving you a deck. So for example, what can we do? Hey, I want a little price reduction. Okay, let's talk. Hey, I want a little closing cost help. Okay, let's talk. Hey, I do want that deck. Or hey, can I do a 60-day close on something you prefer to do in 30 days? My point is, let's empower the clients. Let's make them excited about them getting something that benefits them. Because at the end of the day, it's going to benefit all of us. So I'm going to be able to offer flexibility with what we offer the client rather than a canned presentation that may or may not appeal to them, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, let me say real quick, we do have an approved lender list. So when you come in, I know everybody wants to use their favorite lender. It's hard for us to build 250 homes a year and have 250 different lenders. Everyone has their own, rules and guidelines and everything. I will say though, Andrew is available to close homes with us and get the incentive. So if you like to use Andrew. We had that.
Drive to the model home on your own. So you've seen it. It's just gonna make you look like a hero when you're suggesting to your client that they go visit. If you're sending them somewhere you have no knowledge about and you've never been to, you're operating from a weakened position. If you want to get them empowered, come over and see me for an hour. Give you a tour of 3 or 4 houses. We'll exchange some information. Just makes you that much better. That's all. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Chris, sir.
So this is a sales thing. This is more of an operations thing. You may not be able to answer it. I have a cherry tree that's being sold less than a year from when it was built.
Okay.
Does the 1-year new build home warranty cover that whole year, even if it changes possession, or is it once the original buyer sells it, if it's in that 1-year full home warranty? So does that expire?
Good question. For us, we expire the warranty in the first year, no matter if they sell it after the first day. So once the first day goes by and they're in that house and they sell it tomorrow, the 1-year warranty means everything in the house is covered. After that, there's 9 more years of structural.
They haven't even sold it, they died like 3 months after they bought it.
Yes, what I'm saying is because it's gonna transfer to another person, the warranty part that covers everything in the house would not exist anymore. But the structural part of the warranty does transfer, and so do the appliances. And the HVAC and stuff like that.
Any manufacturing warranty is gonna carry.
Not windows, flooring and stuff that's been under used, yeah, yes.
Just a brief response to Dave. I had a property in Spring Road, the spot lot, and Jay Myers quoted the seller at 150 a square foot, and it was like kind of a tricky lot too. So I think even as long as it's more spec, I think they can basically always stay within 150 or so.
Yeah, good,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah.
Other questions?
Bring us customers.
You got it, great.
I promise you one thing, if you haven't done a transaction with new construction, it will probably be one of the easier deals. We're not perfect, we run into problems, but we're gonna do most of the work for you. So, you know, we appreciate realtors, and that's why we immediately saw the NAR thing coming down the rails, and we knew we were gonna compensate realtors, and we always will.
Our card's going around.
Real quick.
So,
Just a shout out to your team, our team had some ADA, some clients that needed ADA client stuff, and you guys took us back home and right indoors and did everything, and the price increased like a smidge, and I think it increased because of the tile that we fixed for their roll-in shower, so, not every builder will do that in communities that you guys build, and I would suspect them that you can for them, so.
thank you. It's a family. My foreman has been there 32 years. And also, Ben Myers is a real person. So if that ever came to it, I'm not saying it should or would, and you had to talk to Ben Myers personally, I'll make that happen. You don't get that out of the places. Let's just leave it at that. I'm gonna leave a stack of these wherever Ryan tells me to. It's just the inventory, quick delivery stuff. There's only about 15 of them. You can either make some copies, guys, or you can text me it's on the website. I'll give you a link, whatever you want to do.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, we have one more guest. They're feeding us. So you gotta stick around for that. Olive Garden, right? Right, Olive Garden. So not pizza, something different. So we're gonna invite Heather and Nicole, Nicole up from Horizon Farm Credit, and they're gonna go over what they can do. Just the safest thing is just to click there. I think you can do the ringer and everything.
I mean, you're taking to figure that one.
How long have I been here? 7?
Yes, thanks for having us. I have a PowerPoint. I'm gonna blow through it pretty quick, and then we're just gonna have some open discussion because I know I'm keeping you from lunch. So I'm Heather Ditchell with Horizon Farm Credit. This is Nicole Myers. We are both what we call home and land lenders with Farm Credit. I call us creative lenders, creative financing, because what we do is creative. Here, so Farm Credit is a cooperative. This is our territory that we operate out of. We have a number of different offices. Anything Farm Credit is nationwide. Horizon Farm Credit specifically operates within this territory. So anything outside this, we can get you connected with another Farm Credit in a different area if you need it. So a lot of what we do are farm loans, home loans, lot loans, construction equipment, lines of credit, refinances, pretty much anything. We were designed to finance farms and homes in rural property. So not just farm financing. We do a lot more than that, which I'll get into then. So this kind of listed out again, a lot of different things that we can finance. Today, I'm really going to focus on the land loans, manufactured houses, any unique situations that I've come across that will benefit you guys. Because I know you have Andrew here, and he's got some great products. So recreational loans we can do, but I'm not really going to focus on that today. So benefits of working with Farm Credit. We're a local lender. Nicole grew up in York County. I grew up in Adams County. We work in the York office, which was like 17 minutes from here. So we're here for you guys and your clients anytime that you need us. Couple of different options that we have available here is we can finance any size property. This less than one up to 1,000, it doesn't matter for us. We can use additional collateral in lieu of a down payment, which I can get into a little bit more then. We can go through a lot of different unique situations, like I said, creative financing. And how can we work together with you? We've got a number of different pamphlets. I didn't bring them all today. I did bring one version. I'll put up here for you if you want to grab it. But if you need anything else or what you're looking for, let us know. We'll make sure you guys get digital and paper copies. And then with your listings, what we can do is if there's a property that you want to kind of work with us on, if it's unique and a traditional lender can't help you with it, we can get you property signage to put out a property to say that we can finance that. We'll attend open houses, auctions. We're typically at all of our settlements, so they have a face to the name. And we are just here to be a resource to you guys. So I'll let that up there. We also have business cards. You can grab them. Don't think you have to write it down or anything. But like I said, a little bit more about our unique situations. So we do not require inspections. If there's a property with a barn or house that's in rough condition, we don't require inspections. We can finance that. No problem. We have no loan limits, no amount limit. Typically, we do require 15% to 20% down payment. But if they have that, we can go as high as they want. So I said about collateral in lieu of down payment. That's always a popular one that is a little bit confusing, but to give you an example of how that would work is if someone is buying a house and they wanted to finance the entire purchase price and they own a recreational property up north, it doesn't even matter where. We could use both properties, the new one and the land or the recreational property as collateral to get to the loan to value requirement that we want without taking any cash.
And also with that, it's like, even if like mom and dad have a property that they're willing to pledge as collateral, we can also work with that.
Sound like a co-signer?
Sometimes we'll ask them to co-sign, but not always. Sometimes people can pledge collateral without being the loan. We do manufactured and mobile homes. I'll be honest, just the mobile home financing part, we're not the best. But where we can help you is if you have a large property, let's say it's 10 acres with a mobile home on it, and it happens all the time in Adams County and the orchards. If that mobile home is not affixed to the property, I can take the value of the land and do a land loan. We'll just subtract out the value of the mobile home because it's personal property at that point and it's not part of the real estate.
Yeah, and the only requirement, not the only requirement, but one of the requirements that we have for a manufactured home, it has to be on a permanent foundation. So can't have like skirting and just tied down, like it has to have either a basement or a crawl space for us to be able to finance to include the value of the home, versus what she was saying, if it's not affixed, then we can just take the value of the land.
You guys talk about the co-op part, that's kind of a cool thing, and maybe the adjustment of interest rates, those are kind of two of the things that always stick in my mind about Horizon Farm Credit, those two, pretty awesome.
Yeah, so because we're cooperative, we have two different departments. We have our home and land side and we have our ag department. Any income producing properties are going to go through the ag department. What the ag side does differently, not only do they have a more relationship based with the clients because of continuing needs over time, they also have what we call patronage. So patronage is an interest dividend paycheck back to the borrower. So let's say their interest rate is 8.5 on a loan. It has to be a fixed in loan. Actually, it doesn't. It could be any loan, including lines of credit. We will pay them back a portion of the interest that they paid in each year, once a year. So in the spring, they will get a portion of that interest paid back to them in a check. And the reason that we do that with being cooperative is just a member benefit. If we do really well, we want to thank our members for that.
They're getting a portion of our profits. Those members are getting it back.
So the adjusted interest rate is quite a bit less than what's quoted because of the fact that you get, so it's pretty cool.
Yep, so we estimate, 10-year average, I think, is they'll get 25% of their interest paid back to. So when it comes to competition with other lenders, when you take into account the adjusted interest rate, much lower. And then the other part is NIM modifications. This goes for both, all fixed in loans within Farm Credit. We can modify that note. So what that is, if someone has a fixed in loan and the market rate comes down below what they're at right now, then we can lock in that lower rate for them for a flat $500 fee. That's what it is today. No refinances. We don't need to refinance, don't need to pay closing costs again. We actually monitor that report too. So we'll contact them if they're eligible and say, hey, you want to do this? Do you want to lock in the lower rate? If they say yes, it's a signature on a paper and we'll give them that lower rate.
And there's no limit to how many times they do that through the life of their loan, so if rates keep coming down, we can keep doing a note modification to lower the rate for them.
Couple other things that we work really well with, auctions. That can be a little difficult getting lending for an auction. We have no problem with that. We're pretty familiar with a lot of auction companies in the area. Schedule F income, Schedule B income, any income that is produced on the property, we can count if it's historical. If it's a new property, a lot of times we can reject it too.
And that goes with businesses as well, even if they started their business last month, we can look at that income. We don't necessarily need like 2 years of historical income that.
So somebody wants to buy a piece of property, farmer, been farming it for years and paying a monthly fee. You can use that as income.
We'll get a
Yeah,
discount
probably.
if they're gonna be. But yeah, in situations we can, want to see a business plan. And
So what I'm talking about is, I buy 10 acres.
Yeah.
5 or 6 acres is tillable, and I've been leasing that to a farmer for the last 5 years. So they're technically renting the land to farm it, so that's considered income producing on that property, right?
Yes,
That will be taken into consideration as far as,
as long as they're reporting it on their taxes.
yeah, that's true. Also, you're doing a construction loan for Steve Martin. Remember Steve? You can convert that to a construction loan, but you're doing a lot. You can convert that to construction too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, have you been in touch with him? Yeah, he's up to $1 million.
Yeah, so a lot of our land loans, we can then go ahead and do a construction loan. We could wrap that land loan into a construction loan. We can keep them separate if the rate is better on the land than construction rates currently. So we have those options.
Also, we can help people if they don't have a credit score at all. So we see a lot of younger people who just don't have any credit. And we can work with that, especially like the conservative Amish Mennonite, we work a lot with them that they don't have credit scores at all. So, our underwriting department will look at that and, look at the other factors, make sure that they're strong.
We say I'd rather see no credit score than bad credit score.
Yes.
Any other questions?
If someone bought a big parcel and subdivided it out, if they sold off a piece of that, would you just would you require refinance or could you provide?
Please.
Okay, if anyone has land developers, that's kind of.
The collateral piece, you have a piece of land or a farm that's say 800,000. What it's being sold for and it appraises for $1 million. In that case, you wouldn't really have to bring any down payment to that loan, is that correct?
If somebody's purchasing that property.
Yeah, like let's say the purchase is for 800, it's worth.
So we would, yes. So for just the purchase loans, it's 80% or 85%, depending on the individual, of the appraised value or purchase price, whichever is less.
But if it was like a purchase for the family, if you were getting a discount, then we can go off of the appraised value that's higher.
Any other questions? I'm gonna do that really quick, so we'll be around if you guys have any.
All right, guys, thank you for your patience. We're gonna do giveaways real quick. So, I'm gonna give. We got transaction, we got monthly. I got 3 business plan clinic tickets, JBL, 1 gift card sheets.
Jared,
You can pick one.
She said, what? So there's a transaction fee that's $395 value, monthly. Your business plan, quick ticket, $50 Sheets card, deal. I remember stuff. It's a lot. You're on the clock.
Oh, you're thinking.
I want to help you, boy.
All right.
So the transaction is $300 in value, is the best one in there.
Yeah.
Can you have the card, please?
All right, so since he took what I was gonna take, I will do the monthly fee. Yeah, but I just.
$50. Martha Mitchell.
Again.
Rich get richer here.
Pays to show up.
No, JBL and then business planning thing tickets.
The what?
Business planning thing tickets.
Okay, that.
You want one of those? You gonna go?
Joe said take that and
Jordan. It's $167 ticket.
Okay, take it. I already won the JBL too.
Jordan,
Take a JBL. Need more, you have
2 tickets.
sushi.
Now, if you win, you don't wanna go, I encourage you to go. I think it'll help the business.
Anna Miller.
Right. You can give it to somebody.
How much is that? How much is that?
Like 170.
I just couldn't go that day, otherwise I would have fixed that.
Jacob.
Yeah, I think it. Jacob. Cause if he doesn't go, he can give it to somebody. We'll find something. All right, guys, next meeting is, what is it, the 16th? See everybody there, food's in the back, thank you.
I took one of my